Under the marine insurance contract, there are also several clauses that are stated in the policy. So, what are these clauses? So, we have cargo clauses. So, these clauses are used in the insurance of goods or subject matter, and they are incorporated into cargo policies. So, these clauses gives description of the exact nature, extent, and scope of the cargo insurance. And they also define the precise conditions and restraints or constraints of the insurance. Some additional cover may be sought or which may be excluded from the policies are inserted through special clauses. So, when taking out cargo insurance, there are three general institute cargo clause that you can choose from. So, starting from the basic, we have the Institute Cargo Clause C, which covers perils of the sea and loss of cargo due to jettison. So, this is the most basic of the Institute Cargo Clauses. And the next one is the Institute Cargo Clause B. Now, this covers the risks covered by the ICCC or the Institute Cargo Clause C, as well as earthquake, volcanic eruptions, washing overboard, and mishandling of the cargo. So the highest in the hierarchy of the Institute Cargo Clauses is the Institute Cargo Clause A, which is an all-risk form, and this covers all loss and damages that occurred accidentally. But of course, it also has exclusions. Exclusions like loss or damages that happen inevitably, and as well as the exclusions that we have discussed earlier, like willful misconduct of the assured, deliberate damage, ordinary wear and tear, inherent vice. So those are also excluded in the Institute Cargo Clause A. Other commodities that need special handling during transport. So this also has some other specialized Institute Cargo Clauses. Our next clause is hull clauses. So these clauses are specially framed with insurance on vessels and inserted in hull policies. So these may be pertaining to losses caused from the events such as collision, stranding, general average, and etc. One is for freight clauses. These are for the loss of freight due to perils which may be insured during a period in a voyage. The next one is deviation or change of voyage clause. So under this clause, the details of the voyage are mentioned in the policy. So the ports of departure and arrival are also mentioned, as well as the route to be followed by the ship. So in case of any deviation, the insurer will be relieved of his liability. So if the ship changes the original route and follows it later on, it will still be taken as deviation. And the insurer will not be liable to indemnify the loss if the original route is changed. Next one is Inchmery clause. So under this clause, any loss or damage caused by the negligence of the master or a crew member is also covered. So the damage and loss caused to cargo during loading and unloading is also recoverable. So this clause was inserted after a famous cause involving a ship named Inchmery in 1857. So this clause also covers the loss by explosives or latent defect in the machinery or hull. The next one is sue and labor clause. So this clause covers the assured in trying to save the subject matter insured from any type of loss. So if the assured spends some money in trying to save the goods from impending loss, then he can recover this amount from the insurer. So the act of saving the subject matter on minimizing loss does not amount to deviation, and the contract will not be void. Next one is memorandum clause. So sometimes perishable goods are subject matter of the insurance. And in this clause, it is used to save the insurer from paying small losses of perishable goods. So under this clause, the insurer is not liable for partial losses. So in some commodities, this loss is actually allowed up to 50%. So, however, if there is a general loss, the insurer will still be liable to pay for the loss. We have the perils of the sea clause. So, this is only applicable to fortuitous accidents or casualties of the seas, and it does not include the ordinary actions of the winds and waves as we have discussed during the perils of the sea topic. We also have the all risk clause. So this clause provides that the insurance is against all risk of loss or damages to the subject matter insured and that the claims are payable irrespective of percentage. The next one is the touch and stay clause. So as per this clause, it is essential for the ship to go and stay at the ports as mentioned in the marine insurance policy. In case the ports are not mentioned, the ship will follow the customary route and stay on the ports which is coming on the route. So in case the ship goes to any other ports, it will be taken as deviation. Marine insurance can be extremely complex. There are other clauses that may be inserted depending on the needs of the ship owner or the cargo owner. And what we have discussed are just the general clauses on a standard form of insurance, and it will still depend on the various type of policies. Throughout of this presentation, I've been talking about damages and losses. Now, under marine insurance, there are also types of marine losses. So, marine losses can either be total loss or partial loss. So, under total loss, we have three types. We have the first one, the actual total loss. This occurs when the vessel is destroyed or so damaged and it ceases to be the thing that the kind of insured, or where the assured is irretrievably deprived of the vessel. So, meaning total loss. So, the vessel sunk and it cannot be retrieved. So, that is an actual total loss. The next one is presumed total loss. So, this happens when the ship goes missing and after a reasonable amount of time, there's still no news about the vessel and it can be presumed to have been lost and it will fall under presumed total loss. The last one is constructive total loss. This is where the assured is deprived of the free use and disposal of his vessel, and it is unlikely that he will recover it within a reasonable amount of time or the agreed number of months. So it is also when he cannot recover the vessel without incurring an expenditure in excess of agreed value in the policy. And it is also when the vessel is so damaged that the estimated reasonable price of repair will exceed the agreed value in the policy. The other type of loss of marine loss is partial loss. So this is where the vessel has been damaged and repairs were carried out. So the insurer shall indemnify the assured for the reasonable cost of repairing the damage covered by the insurance. So when we say reasonable cost of repairs, this is the amount of such expenses that are necessary to make good the damage sustained in the vessel. According to EMSA, in European waters alone in 2021, there were 2,637 casualties and incidents involving 2,854 ships that resulted to 14 ships lost. There were also 84 investigations launched with 725 serious casualties and 52 very serious casualties. There were 58 pollution events and 621 injuries with 36 fatalities. And that is in Europe alone. And if we will account the rest of the world, for sure the numbers will rise. With those numbers in mind, you will realize just how much a marine insurance is necessary for the maritime industry as a whole. That concludes my presentation about marine insurance. Now we have the idea about the question of who will pay the damages that happens to the ships and the losses in cargo. It will all depend upon what insurance is in effect in the marine policies they're in. Always remember, classmates, that when it comes to marine insurance, the larger the coverage, the higher the premium that the ship owner or the cargo owner has to pay. Thank you so much for listening, classmates. That's all of my presentation. And by the way, I've used several books as reference for this report. And if you'd like a copy to further dive into marine insurance, I can send you the copy. And I hope that somehow I have imparted some light regarding marine insurance to you. And if you have any questions regarding the presentation, I will gladly answer them. So thank you so much.